Hello, Atomic Garbage. Welcome to your deck review. I see today we are electing to do the Grim Captain in Commander, but with no changeling, which I do respect. And so we're having trouble making this matter. I read your primer and it says, I'm good at doing it. Turn 7, turn 8, we can get the Throne of the Grim Captain out, flipped, because we are cascading into these either one mana tutors or into these manaless tutors that have suspend. We use it to get the right creature types to craft the Grim Captain, and then we have the Grim Captain at some point in the late game. And then the problem is, fuck, I just spent 8 turns making a 7/7 with some keywords. Like we're doing all of this work to effectively get Sire of Seven Deaths, but it's Sire of Seven Deaths that also has an edict effect stapled to it. So that's not nothing, because you can board control with that. And you said in the primer you had some stuff to make your board unblockable, so you were also kind of doing a like, all right, I'm gonna play quad kindred, and then my quad kindred are just gonna try to beat you to death. So let me see what we have for unblockability. We have a doubler, which I like. We have looters, which I like and are highly necessary. Another doubler, a good dinosaur, way to refill our hand, a little bit of theft. This pirate has to be part of this, right? Yeah, dinosaur, merfolk, pirate, vampire. Okay. Okay. I see a few extra combats. Ah, the Dilophosaurus. Okay, so this is a way to make stuff unblockable. I don't think it's a particularly good way. Like, this only works against people who have very, very few blockers, but it is a way. All right, we have a discard payoff, and it is a dinosaur. Island Walk, pseudo unblockable. Vein Ripper is not a bad, certainly not a bad aristocrat's piece if we want to be crashing out over and over and over again. Looter, love that. A dinosaur we can discard into our grave to use with craft. I love that. That is like basically no unblockability. We also have Run for Your Life. So we have a, maybe we can, okay, maybe, let's see. If we lose Throne of the Grim Captain and we can't keep milling, maybe our graveyard is full enough that we can keep recasting Run for Your Life for the escape cost. That's still not many cards. So I am going to mark against the assertion that you have a solid and reliable way to make your board unblockable. I think you have, and I'm not going to try to change you off the mark of doing Throne of the Grim Captain. I like this. I think this is cute. I think you have picked the stuff within the kindred correctly. I saw a lot of looters, and I do like that. The problem we have to solve, how do we make Throne of the Grim Captain matter? The ways to make it matter is de facto Voltron, which feels unsatisfying to me, right? We have these, I'm going to deal twice as much damage, you're going to lose twice as much life, which at that point, we could have handed Abaddon a sword. And I'm not saying that to make you, to convince you to not like Throne of the Grim Captain. I'm saying that to try to empathize with the position of, I want this to matter. I want Grim Captain to be the hero of the story. How do we make Grim Captain the hero of the story in a way that doesn't make our opponents go, ah, well, couldn't you have just like kind of done that 4 turns ago with your commander? That's what I want to hone in on. So the things that Grim Captain has, which is unique, requires a 30-year mortgage to flip. It has hexproof, which is nice. So we are still allergic to board wipes, but we have menace. We have lifelink. So we could perhaps consider some creatures or consider some payoffs that care about, if I gain life, that's going to be really bad for you. And not go infinite with it, but loop in more ways to be an effective damage doubler. So that makes me think of Veto. Yeah, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that. Target opponent, come on, man. God damn. And he's a vampire, which I think is a relevant creature type. Let's see what else we have for life gain to damage. All right, we have another vampire that can do it. This is a snake glimmer who can do it, but that is outside of our kindred. We could do sanguine bond, or we could do veto. So we have 4 direct. If I gain life from the Grim Captain, you are going to lose life. If I think about the things we want to double, I think it would be more valuable to take extra combats than it would be to double the raw amount of damage he's dealing, because that attack trigger is pretty fucking backbreaking. Right? It makes them sacrifice a creature? No, non-land permanent. Okay. That can still get pretty backbreaking, but it would make me want to go in for, let's see, what's full throttle, especially if we know this isn't happening until like turn 7 or 8. I know I'm gonna have mana. I know I'm gonna have the mana. So that opens you up to things like full throttle, where you can go like, okay, fuck, I've done it. I have the Grim Captain out. 3 combat phases. Because 3 combat phases is a 21 life point swing for you, which if you have one of these drainers out, or better yet, one of these vampire drainers out, that's a lot of damage. That can kill one person, right? If someone's still at 40 life, you hit them for 21, gain 21, vomit back to 21 through veto. That could do something. And you get to make everybody sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. So I think that ways to get multiple extra combats is the missing link that will take this from, oh, check this guy out. They made Throne of the Grim Captain to like, holy fuck. That captain looks very grim. I think I need to call the police. And that's where I think we want to be. So other ways that we could make multiple extra combats. Let's go to Tagger. And we want multiple extra combats that are within the kindred, right? Because we're also, like, we want to stick within vampires, merfolks, pirates, dinosaurs. Commander, and we're in Grixis, which is very interesting. That's a demon. Tiefling barbarian, god damn it. It's a dragon. There is Seize the Day. Now, conceivably, this is 2 combats in 1 turn, because we're talking turn 7, turn 8, and we can flash it back for 3 mana. So you might have the land drops, too. Flip Grim Captain, next turn. I seize the day, and I flash it back, and I get my 3 combats. I think that's what we really, really want. Dare I speak it, and dare I speak its name. Dare I speak its name, brother. I'm not going to make you better. I'm going to make you worse, but I'm going to make you funnier. So Double Strike presses a little upon, like, if we draw this specifically, am I not better off just putting it on Abaddon and letting everything rip? Like, I think that's the only problem with the cards that lean a little bit more into Double Strike, is you go like, yeah, it's great. You also just threaten 20 commander damage a turn with your trampling 5/5. Maybe not that one. We have this one. The overpowering attack. We don't care about dragons. We don't care about nightmares. We don't care about the wall breaker. You could do World at War. This has rebound, so it's going to give us 2 turns of 1 extra combat a turn. Human Warrior, we don't care. Ooh, Grim Reaper's Sprint could actually get a little funny for you. Does craft mean die, or are you exiling with craft? fuck me running. They won't have died. Okay. So this is still, what's the mana cost on this? On the craft ability? 4. This is going to get a little bit stickier. It's not impossible, but I doubt we have removal in this deck. Yeah, we super do not. Okay. Super do not. I don't think this one's going to make the cut. This is definitely part of the dream where we go like, all right, flip Grim Captain, shoot a man, and then give him Grim Reaper's Sprint. He's now a 9/9 with haste, and we get an extra combat. But I do believe in World at War, Seize the Day, and Full Throttle. Mutant Ninja Turtle, not part of our creature types. Oh, so that I think that is about the limit if we are going to stay very, very deliberately within the kindred. If we're willing to break the kindred a little bit, we can start doing things like Karlach. You could probably bring in Aggravated Assault, but if you wanted to give this a wow factor, I do think the wow factor has to be taking multiple combats rather than dealing double damage. Because notably, if you turn this into taking multiple combats, what it will also do for you is it will make it less bad if you pass to somebody and they then board wipe, because you have ideally gotten 2 to 3 triggers off of the Grim Captain, and you've set everybody else's board back far enough that you can still murderize them. So let me see. I'm not going to put too much stock in this particular playtest because it involves a lot of tutoring that I'm not going to be familiar with. And like, I don't know off rip what would constitute a very keepable hand for you. But I hit a mana rock. Tap land. I get Anya. I get to discard a card. I'll discard this. I think I discard this because I'm really far away. I'm really far away from needing unblockability. All right, next turn, I can Abaddon. I can discard this because I have another looter in hand. Next turn, play a tap land. I hope I get to hit somebody. Maybe I can't. If I can't, I might have to spend this here Chaos Warp. Get rid of somebody's blocker. Thank you very much. I punch you. Merfolk Looter now cascades. So what do I cascade into? I'm looking for 1 or less. Yeah, 1 or less. All right, we get Scheming Symmetry. I get Throne of the Grim Captain. Shockingly. I probably discard Agnikella to draw my Throne of the Grim Captain. Turn 6. Spend 2 mana. Let's see. I think I have it, right? Vampire, Merfolk, Dinosaur, and I know I have a Pirate in my grave. All right. So on turn 7, like, I've got it going. I think now what I would want to do is like bam, bam, bam. Draw a card, discard a card, make this cascade. See if I can get additional value off the cascade for 3. I get to remove something. Bam, bam, bam. And then I get to bring back this pirate. I get to bring back this dinosaur. And now on the most fateful of turn 7s, I mill 2. There goes a vampire. There goes a pirate. Spend 4 mana. Flip it into, and I'd craft pirate, Vampire. I would have had to draw and discard a dinosaur, and now all I need is Merfolk. Discard Jory, get a new card. These 4 go under. And I have Throne of the Grim Captain. I don't have a haste enabler in my hand, but we only needed to hit 1 tutor. That's a pretty good showing for this type of secret commander deck where you have to get 4 different types of creature types involved. So I think we've done a pretty good job of doing this consistently, and now it is like everything after turn 7 has to fucking explode the world. Okay. So how do I make this matter? Don't need a talisman at this point. Okay, we have a haste enabler. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna reach the promised land of I flip Grim Captain and I give it haste and I give it extra combats all in 1 turn. I think it's probably gonna have to be I flip Grim Captain, everybody laughs, I untap, I play a double extra combat spell, everybody stops laughing. If that sounds good to you, that is the idea I'm gonna be pressing forward with. Like, we hit the throne, jazz music begins, they don't do anything mean to me because they're like, it's a 7/7, what the fuck do I care? Get to my turn, full throttle, jazz music stops. Now we're a JJK episode. So with that in mind, like, claim and fame can go. A lot of these cards have to stay because we have to be really, really up on this kindred. I've done my discards. If I punch somebody and I cascaded for 5, get another looter. Excelsior, very satisfying. I do get to put like Trumpeting Carnosaur out. That would have happened when it's attacking. So I guess Vohan comes out from the loot. And another looter comes out for the cascade that would have happened. Get this land drop out of here. Next turn. Alright, I have a million different ways to loot. That's cute. This would have been very useful to pull earlier. I think at this point, we don't need the mana rock. We draw a card, discard another land. We discard this to draw a different card. All right, Coercive Recruiter, that's adorable. We get to draw a card to discard another land. We probably would have Withering Tormented somebody at this point. God, I hate that I'm going to recommend this, but I think you should test shaving like 1 card from some of the kindreds. Maybe not even all. But the situation we're in right now is I am hitting an overabundance of the kindred, and I am hitting an underabundance of the effects that will convert the kindred into, or not the kindred, that will convert the Grim Captain into murder. I have my 1 damage doubler, which is alright. Brain Blast, hold on. Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, I swear he's a vampire. Like a 6 mana value vampire who's black. No, I swear to God. Necropolis Regent. Here we go. Okay, this is within Kindred. It makes the unblockability matter. It will immediately make the Grim Captain an incredibly imposing threat. We can dump this into the yard, and then we can put it under the Grim Captain, and we can put it onto the field while the Grim Captain's attacking. And now all of a sudden, Grim Captain is going from a 7/7 to a 14/14. It cares about the creature types. It cares about what Grim Captain wants to do. If we combine it with a multi-combat spell, you are actually killing people fully, like the turn after this happens. Okay, I believe in that. I believe in that deeply. Is there anything else like that? I swear to God, if I'm like blatantly misreading part of this, I'm gonna be so sad because I'm excited about this now. I think there's some potential there. All right, so those are going to be my recommendations. Is retool the vampires a little bit. I think right now you have I don't believe as much as in the unblockability game plan. Already pretty it's like on the fringe of inconsistent. All the consistency in your deck is directed towards the throne, which is the right decision. It just means that we can't trust unblockability. Um I know I saw some guys in here. Yeah, that's pretty cute. This is good recursion, so you need that. Yeah, we have some guys in here. Oh, but this is still a looter, and we don't want to go too down on those. Um, we have some guys in here that are like discard payoffs that aren't the Grim Captain, and if I was gonna shave anything, I would shave those for things that care more about making the Grim Captain bombastic. That is always the adjective I want to associate with my silly commander shenanigans is bombastic, and I think the way we make him bombastic is we accept that he's probably not going to have haste. Maybe he will. Maybe Bitter Reunion comes through for us, but he's probably not going to have haste. You shave maybe the 2 or 3 lowest performing creatures from these 9 of each. I know it messes up the nice piles. Just try it 1 or 2 times. And we do the big and juicy extra combat spells that get us at least 2 extra combats. We have Necropolis Regent to make Grim Captain even more bigger. And we have Veto. Oh, these are a couple searches back. I think there was one other vampire that might have done it. And then we stay in the Kindred, and we have more ways to de facto double Grim Captain's damage to give us those big, juicy, game-ending threats, or at least clear the board down before we pass and get board wiped. And I think that's the best we can do. Big applause for this. I think this is very well built. This is one of the least clunky. Could this play Magic? Play a little bit. I would probably mulligan that hand though, but it can play a little bit. Anya, beautiful. Hand plays Magic. This is one of the least clunky Secret Commander decks I have ever seen. Works surprisingly well. I hope this advice helps with cleaning up that top end, and I hope you enjoyed.